I didn't forget about you. I was silencing all the machines downstairs so that we have a higher quality product for our beloved listener, Colin.
You act like you have tons of machines downstairs.
Gotta keep this alive somehow. Well, have you ever washed your washing machine before? You just looked at me like I took a shit on the floor. Have you ever washed...
I understand the concept, but
yes.
It happened... I mean, it doesn't have to happen very frequently, I imagine. I would hope not.
Who will wash the washers? The great clown Plogley Washy. Plogley Washy.
What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, God. One sip of a drink and you devolve into this?
The great clown Plogley Washy said... no, you have. There's like a substance you put into the washing machine and you put it on hot because I opened it and it was kind of stinky. So,
well, whose fault is that?
Yours. I was on Twitter today, which I am most days, surprisingly. Now that Twitter is the home
to all of our chagrin.
To all my chagrin. Wasn't he that artist, Mark Chagrin? Oh my God. Anyway. Twitter, which is now the home of Tucker Carlson today, tonight, tomorrow.
Now.
Tucker Carlson. Yeah, Tucker Carlson in the present. Which is, I guess, a form of breaking news, right? Not when this comes out, but I think that that's kind of interesting that we've been following this saga and we found that Tucker is going to be hosting his broadcast from Twitter, from his home studio. I guess utilizing some of the same people.
But
props.
I'm curious, because they don't have, like, Periscope anymore, so is it going to be just audio, like, on a Spaces, or...
I think it's going to be, like, a live... I think you can go live on Twitter.
Can you still do that? I didn't think that was a possibility anymore.
Spaces brought it up to the top. Or no, not Spaces. Periscope brought it up to the top, and then Fleets. Did you ever remember Fleets, where it was like a... Yes. It was very fleeting.
Yes.
It was like Vine, where it was like a 5-second, Instagram story-style video. This all must sound like Japanese if we have any listeners over the age of 50. But he's going to be live on Twitter. So I think that that'll be interesting because it means you can log on at a specific time and he's basically going live in a space. Someone in one of my followers already pointed out that within 30 minutes of his announcement video on Twitter, it was like a 3-minute announcement video saying, "Hey, I'm going to be doing my show straight from Twitter." The view count on that was higher than one of his hour-long broadcasts would have been. Within 30 minutes of just posting something, a static, item.
You mean like the view ticker, like?
Yeah,
okay.
The views on this. So
wait, on the video of the announcement, or on like the views of the tweet?
On the video of the announcement.
Wow. Okay.
So
that is something, yeah.
Because a tweet's like impressions, like
right. Yeah. So
could have been on somebody's feed. Someone has it on
exactly.
in the background. That's kind of exciting.
Well, but the interesting thing is he's giving up a lot of money and income to do that, right? Because he had to break contract. So as we talked about before, people mentioned that this could silence him for 2 years because he was still under contract. But what they failed to say is that it's not contract, it's non-compete clause. Right. So that lives on past like the
end of his contract window. So it's not like the day after his contract expires, he can go jump back on CNN and have like a nighttime show, even though it would be the highest rated show on CNN at this point. But I think that there is something to be said for moving past that existing form of media as a useful way of disseminating information.
What form?
Cable news.
Oh, okay.
So after this, what relevance does cable news still have? Like, has it fully transitioned now into an airports and hospitals type of situation? Because it's starting to seem like it.
Obviously, we have cultural shifts in this country very slowly because people live on, and their ideals live on. So as the boomer generation dies out, so will, I think, the cable news media. I mean, they're the ones who keep it afloat, right? They're the ones who, if you really watched MSNBC or Fox News, really, because I've watched both, the ads, that play on those shows, especially in prime time, they're clearly geared towards the boomer generation. Like, take this multivitamin so you don't, so when you fall, you don't break a hip.
You mean the ads that are like, if you need a catheter from Diamond Catheters, please. It's like, oh my God.
Or diabetes medication,
right.
All of that stuff. So they're clearly honing in.
You know
on
what?
that
I can go with my hover around.
Yes.
I actually want one. After watching that ad 82 times, that and the Jitterbug phone, I want a hover around and a Jitterbug. Can you imagine how much more weaponized I would be with a flip phone and a motorized wheelchair? I'd be dangerous. Me mowing down families in Fashion Island. Sorry, I'm handicapped. Just like gunning it through.
Mentally handicapped is not the same as physically handicapped.
My back hurts. But that generation has had to go through multiple transitions now, which is why they look like shit.
Don't bring Caitlyn Jenner into this.
Honestly, I deserve the Tucker primetime slot because I tucked her very soon.
Oh my God.
I think it would be interesting if they did a study on media habits for people of that age, because these people who are now pushing 60s and 70s, they grew up with Walter Cronkite, network news, and then late night television. And so that kind of grew with them. But some of that audience on the left has now remained with Nightline and late night, talk show hosts. Some of that audience has drifted off to MSNBC, and some of that audience has drifted off to Fox. So they made a big transition from the period of like early to mid 2000s to now. Now they're going to be sunsetting off. I mean, are people that age going to be activating a Twitter account so that they can watch Tucker on Twitter? Will Twitter?
Oh God, why did you have to bring that up? Because you're absolutely right. That's exactly what's going to happen. Twitter's going to go the way of Facebook. What the hell?
It's going to be funny if you just see...
I hated Facebook after the old people took over.
But remember, Facebook has very strict adult content restrictions.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just put ass on Facebook. So you imagine, like, some poor, like, boomer goes on there, oh my gosh, Carol, come in here. Someone is showing full taint and hole on the timeline. I'm just trying to watch Tucker. I don't know why that's also Caitlyn Jenner, but who knows,
Same demographic.
Same age. Bigger tits.
But in the bigger picture, not only cable news, not only does this change, the face of news, period, but that generation, as they die out, I honestly think, and I've said this before, not on the podcast because this opinion predated that, the boomer generation are the reason that we have Biden as president. Right. Because there are too many of that generation who are still, even if they're conservative, they're looking at someone like Trump like, oh, well, he's just not gentlemanly enough.
He's not nice.
He's not gentlemanly enough to be president. He doesn't.
He's not.
He doesn't
nice.
deserve that honor. And they have this strange idea that politicians have to be, not only have to be, are in any semblance of the word, have integrity or something.
Their concept like of what a president should be froze on November 22nd, 1963, and has not changed at all. So their concept of a president is this sort of late stage JFK that they have then imprinted onto Clinton, onto Obama. Bush was an aberration because he was this sort of cowboy, but they were like, okay, we kind of like his personality. Reagan was this aberration because he was this kind of cowboy, but they were like, oh, we kind of like his personality. So other than people who are otherwise celebrities, basically, Bush wasn't a celebrity, but Reagan obviously was, their core ideal always reverts back to this kind, gentlemanly, like Bush the First, like Gerald Ford,
So, but again, what's scary is as they die out, we're going to get more and more polarized. So, because those of us who are somewhat conservative are going more towards the populist route, which is fairly right-leaning. Mm-hmm. And then the other people of our generation who call themselves progressive, even though they're not, are are leaning towards the AOCs and the Katie Porters and
You're gonna say Katy Perry.
no, and the what's the bald bitch? Ayanna Presley. Like those
You're gonna
people,
say Yvette both.
but those two sides of the spectrum, you know, if we have an entire, you know, the entirety of Congress, if that is made up of people like AOC and people like Lauren Boebert, nothing will ever get done. We're just going to get worse and worse and
It's gonna
worse.
be this hyper-polarized Congress.
But that's what's going to happen as the boomers die out, because those people like Dianne Feinstein, people like Mitch McConnell, they will not get reelected as the boomers die out, and as they die out, because they are boomers.
I don't think the boomers are going to die out, and here's why.
Jesus, don't say that.
We're a couple of
yes, my parents are boomers, so
we're a couple of telomere lengths away from us basically cracking how aging functions, which means that theoretically, if enough parts get replaced and you are able to manage the body's ability to reproduce cells, you could theoretically push it into the 150s, 160s, or more.
we don't want
But that's going to happen.
Death Becomes Her to be a reality.
That's going to be a reality that we have to deal with. That's more scary than AI, is you're going to have people who are like, I can't die. Or I'm just going to be around forever. So you're going to have 160-year-olds voting.
We certainly don't want you around forever.
I will be, but that's a different story. So that's something that people don't pay attention to, is that as lifespan continues to grow, I mean, look, obviously fentanyl has taken a huge hit when it comes to lifespan, cancer and things like that. But those are fixable. Hopefully they decide to fix them. And once you do, there is no limiting necessarily when people go. And I guarantee there's going to be like they always say, there's someone born today will reach the age of 150. Well, some boomers are going to unfortunately reach the age of 150. Speaking of which, I think I just saw two of them chasing each other on the way out there, on the way outside. See, they're very youthful. But yeah, they're going to be on Twitter, and they're going to be looking at Yvette Bova and be like, why is this bald black woman showing off her clitoris for everybody to see? But at least she's a veteran. She gets a 10% discount just like I do at Tuesdays.
We've gone on a very strange tangent, a good tangent. It's been a good conversation.
Like
However, we have many things to talk about and a very limited time in which to do so. So let's... damn youths making so much noise outside the window.
I know you have a split in the old people. Half of them are like, they're so goddamn loud. I wish they'd shut up. It's 3:30. That's when Perry Mason is on. And the other half are like, give me your stem cells. I need to live. Like running after them with their walkers. It's a weird combination. Is Perry Mason still on? I think they brought it back. I don't know why.
Did they reboot it?
Yes, it's like a young, gritty show now where it's like Perry Mason, but he fucks. That's what we're going to be doing with everything now. I know. It's like,
talk about the writer's strike, yeah.
Well, what's her name that just passed away? It's going to be the British woman who did the crime show. God, I'm old.
Agatha Christie?
Yes, what is the name of the show?
I don't remember.
No. The woman who was with the curly hair. Who did the Angela Lansbury?
Okay.
What was the show?
Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote,
Yes.
but she fucks. That's going to basically be what happens next.
Murder, She Fucks?
They're going to be a Murder, She Wrote, but it's going to have like Florence Pugh or something like that, and she's going to be like, I murdered him with my vagina. Like, that's going to be the new version or something like that. Like a very pro-abortion Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, my God.
I'm going through my... I'm going through my notes to pick up the thing I was going to say next. Talking about the Muslims. They're radical, and we have to do something about them. We were at the gym the other day, and
No, wait. Please, allow me.
oh god,
Because I saw him first.
okay, you can have them. Jesus,
We go to this gym. There are several regulars that come in around the same time we do most days.
people that
one
we've
of
seen
them-
for almost a year now and don't really acknowledge her. It's like, oh hey, I've seen you
Right.
here before every day of
But
my
we
life.
never speak because we all have our headphones in and we're just
Everyone's just there to
ignoring
get their
each other.
shit done.
But there is this very, very buff, very good looking, I'll say that, gay gentleman who works out.
Well, you don't know he's gay.
I am 99.9% certain he is. Let's put it that way.
That 0.1%.
Well-
he could be queer.
Okay.
But what
This
is he?
non-straight man who comes, he very well could be bisexual. You know what? You're right. This non-straight man who comes in and works out all the time, good-looking, built, clearly knows what he's doing, always wears a chain, and I haven't gotten to look at it. It looks like a star, and I'm wondering if it's a Star of David, which would then make this story extra weird.
To be fair, we go to a very cheap gym, so I doubt somebody with the Star of David is going to be working out there. But who knows, you know? It's like the kombucha lady. We're like, no. Maybe.
Anyway.
Third Equinox.
But I thought they were cheap.
See, that's why I'm conflicted.
Anyway.
I think people with religious jewelry go to nicer gyms of any kind.
Anyway, the point is, I've seen him there many times. I've always sort of known that he's gay, especially by the clothes.
Is there any pink Reeboks or some shit
by
like
the
that?
clothes that he wears, and the fact that, yes, at this particular time he was wearing lady Reeboks that are pink and green.
Can they even say that anymore?
I don't know. Is that not trans inclusive?
I think as soon as they make a pair of shoes in a size 15, they have to ungender it. That's true.
Well, his feet don't look that big. Anyway, we're getting off. You're getting me off on a tangent. The point is, I've seen him many times. I have a feeling he's very much gay. Yesterday, he comes into the gym.
Yes.
And he goes, oddly, to the 30-minute workout area. So he's usually in the main part of the gym. There's this little area in the front.
He went to like Gym Express.
Right. There's this
it's like the
area,
Chili's to go.
There's this little area in the front with like a few machines where it's like 30-minute workout. So he goes in that area right in front of me where I'm on the treadmill. And I'm like, what does his shirt say? I'm squinting, and then he's like turning, and I'm like, God damn it, stay still. I want to read your shirt. So he finally like turns toward me, and I'm like, no.
What did his shirt say?
And his shirt said, without Allah, I'm nothing.
He might be right.
And I was like, is this a Queer for Palestine? Like, I don't understand what's going on
He's
here.
a gay Muslim. He's a gay cloth.
But I've seen him wear very revealing shorts. Like,
Well, he's not a woman.
but that... True. But it shocked me. to the point that I literally picked up my phone on the treadmill and texted you immediately.
You texted me, and I'm mid-rep, like, what the fuck is this? And I thought it was like an emergency, and no, of course not.
I texted you immediately, and I was like, what? I need to know the story. And I don't talk to him. I don't talk to anyone. But I'm fascinated. But this is Orange County, right? So
Right.
you have more conservative people here, and especially the gays tend to be a little bit more conservative.
You have Muslims with jobs. And gays with jobs. Orange County is basically insert minority group with job.
But in my opinion, it's more than an opinion, but in my
In your opinion.
in my educated opinion, the Muslim religion, the Islam, I should say, is probably the most conservative of the three major religions of the world. And
Christianity,
so Judaism
and Scientology. Muslim is the most conservative, yes. So it was a surprise. That would take me aback.
Right. So because it's more taboo to be gay in the Muslim religion than it is the Christian religion.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
If you're a gay Christian, the worst is you get a disappointed parent. If you're a gay Muslim, you get pushed off a building. Like, which one do you want to choose?
Right. Okay. Very, very nicely, very nicely and succinctly put. Yes. I wasn't going to go that far, but yes, you are correct.
You know.
So it took me aback, but that juxtaposed with the story that you told me from your latest trip to WeHo this past weekend, where things are just not looking
Oh,
good.
No. The girls are down bad in West Hollywood. 3 years of masks, monkeypox shots, Ozempic, steroids, hormones, prep abuse, alcohol abuse, LGBT. They look like hell. And I say they...
HRT.
HRC, HRT, all of them. They look bad. And this is... not going out every week like we used to. There's some time in between when you actually see. And by the way, West Hollywood is, I think, about 38 people live there. That's it. It's the same 38 people. There's a few of them who are old, a few of them who are young, a few of them who are kind of middle-aged. They're all the same people. If you open up Grindr on the corner of San Vicente and Santa Monica, the 38 people there. Some of them with profiles with faces. Some of them are just torsos. You recognize the torsos. If you'd been going out in 2014 to the Abbey, it's the same people a few years younger. I don't know what it is, but there is a group of people who have just lived in West Hollywood forever. They will not leave. They have rent control. And so they're just part of the neighborhood. And we've seen the gayborhood. And we've seen these same people going out. People our age, people older, people younger. That's kind of the vibe. Although there's not many younger people. I feel like younger people just either stay home or they go somewhere else. So Kyle and I are there with some friends. We're sitting there having a drink. It's Sunday fun day. It's in the early afternoon, or early to mid-afternoon. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, oh, there's somebody I've seen before. I don't know his name. I've said hi before they said hi, You don't
know his name, but you know his dick size.
I don't know his name, but I know that it's small. I can identify him by the hole. But
oh, my God.
I see somebody there, and I'm like, wow, what happened? Like, something's off. And I thought maybe, he just got like a new haircut or something. And then he turned to the side, and I just saw bags under the eyes. Like he hadn't slept in 3 days. And I'm like, that's not good. Then I see two 70-year-old roid queens. And when I tell you they're 70, that's generous. By the way, this is a good thing for our listeners. Imagine your grandfather in a tank top and jean shorts, very short jean shorts, and Reeboks, shuffling down
Lady
Santa
Monica.
maybe shuffling down Santa Monica Boulevard, hand in hand, with another gentleman of the same age, same body type, same condition. Now, if you go to Palm Springs, this is not out of the question. Or maybe Santa Fe, they'd be a little bit more conservatively dressed. No. But in West Hollywood, the gays are down bad. And I saw toupees. I saw paunches. Everybody looked like hell. And roided out 50-year-olds, bad trannies, like bad drag queens. A tranny fell on the Mickey's patio and almost knocked over this little this chubby Mexican gay who got pissed and almost hit them with the pocketbook. Like it was sad. The same go-go dancers who are just who apparently are all straight, but I don't know. You can't support the child now that they're 15. I think you're past the age. They're sitting there still dancing, but you can tell they have to take glucosamine with Controitin to still move along to the song. But I saw something that is tangential to this that I wanted to get your live and honest reaction. But do you want to yes, interject and then we'll get to that because I really want I want you full bore on this. I'll let you go. I'm going to go refill your drink.
I was about to say I might have to get another drink.
You do.
So you come back and tell me this woeful tale of your experiences.
This is the real Canterbury Tales, by the way.
To be fair,
we were on pilgrimage.
To give them some deference. It was a Sunday, so those bags under their eyes might have literally been because they had not slept for 3 days.
They looked like they'd been going out for 3 years straight.
Well, it might have. Yeah. So my point is, you come back and you tell me about this, and I'm like, I could be living in a place where that is my
dating pool.
Where my dating pool is a lot bigger, but that's what I have to choose from. Or I can live in a place 35 miles away where the dating pool is smaller.
Right.
But I have people, gay Muslims to choose from. And quite honestly, I'd probably decide to go on a date with the gay Muslim who clearly has a job and has his shit together and seems like a very nice man.
The gay Muslims have jobs.
And quite frankly, we would have nothing in common religiously. We would probably come to blows about that. What do you have in common
religiously with the 7-year-old in the short shorts?
Maybe they were...
His religion is Restylane.
Maybe they were raised, in a Catholic household and they just don't follow it anymore. The point is, I would probably get along better with a devout...
They were raised Quaker.
With a devout Muslim who has his shit together and who seems to be a very nice man.
Yeah.
And who goes to the gym every day.
And who takes care of himself.
Rather than someone who is...
Who worships dance music.
3 prep doses ahead because they take it so often.
Yeah.
And has probably had 3 bouts of monkeypox. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I kind of just... Orange County's my bag, I think.
Well, I think because you're sane.
Don't push it.
Well, I mean, if you're sane, then we're all fucked. But... Okay, so this is what happened. So we're at Mickey's in West Hollywood. I don't want to blow up anyone's spot here. We were with a group of friends. One of our friends has a favorite bartender there. I don't know why, because it's not like we get cheaper drinks. Like we spent
that one very flamboyant man at Mickey's?
No.
Okay.
We went to Gym Bar and we got 3 drinks for like $22. And I was like, oh, that's cheap. Like, you know, comparatively. We went to Mickey's and you got 3 drinks for like $42. And I was like, it's the same drink, and in fact, worse. In those same plastic glasses that they've been washing for the past 10 years. And they have cracks in them.
Yeah.
Like the shattered glasses. I was like, ugh. So, it's daytime and there's go-go dancers, which is never good. Like,
well, it's a Sunday.
Even the Abbey puts out the female go-go dancers on Sunday, which is a little bit better. Like, that's a little bit less bad. Because the female go-go dancers are like, okay, they can maybe drive in a few, the brunch crowd or people like that. But it's the same go-go dancers at Mickey's who are going to be there on a Sunday, dancing from 1 until 1. Like, at that point, you would need glucosamine and chondroitin because your knees are going to give out.
Because we joke. No, but I'm sorry. Really quickly, because you and I have joked about unions offline before.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for one of these go-go dancers to hold up a sign like Norma Ray. Union! Union! I've been felt up too many times. Like,
okay, so
I want to be there for that.
So there were 3 things I witnessed just at Mickey's alone that were fascinating. 1, there was a gentleman there who was clearly some kind of writer. So I think, speaking of Union, he was writing outside of Union. Older, bigger guy, sitting at the bar.
What'd you call me?
And had been there a while. No, this guy looked like, I thought it looked like Dan Schneider from Nickelodeon. Like, he got very Dan Schneider vibes. One of the go-go dancers comes over and, like, straddles his leg and sits on his lap. And he's, like, giving him, like, you know, singles and stuff like that. Like, you should come back later. And it was really... It was just, like... It's like when you go to a strip club and you see, like, a guy who clearly goes there every day and knows all the girls' names. Right. And the strippers go over and, like, love him and everything. And you're like, oh, God. Like, that's just... Like, it just seemed like a very rough way of life.
You kind of want to know him just to get a story, but you don't want to actually, like...
Like, I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated in the same way that someone told me a story that Bruce Vilanch used to have a tab of porn open in his browser while he was sitting at Starbucks and writing the Oscar speeches. So that's, you know, that's the level of what we're talking about here. Then we're standing there, you know, our friend is obviously getting drunker because he's very small and diabetic. And I see, you know, he's talking to some of the dancers he knows, and they're more his age. Like, I think he's actually younger than a few of them. Then these 2...
By the way, he's older than you. He's older than me. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, but there's some dancers there who are clearly in their 40s.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were hinting at something else.
No.
Never mind. Gotcha.
Then there's a dancer up by the stage when you walk in to the right. Not on the outside, but on the inside. So you walk in, you go to the right on that stage. And these 2 gentlemen of color walk up. And they're giving the dancers tips. And then I see one of them lean in and whisper something. So I turn away and say something to Kyle. I turn back. The dancer took off his shoe, took off his sock, and waved it in front of the guy's face. And the guy did like a big whiffing motion. Paid him to take off his sock in front of him in a public place and wave it. And I wanted to get your authentic reaction because I wanted to collapse on the spot. It was disgusting. I'm sorry. If that's your thing, have somebody over your home and do that for you. Do not do it in public. And he was like, the guy kept doing the whiffing motion, and so the dancer kept waving the sock and his foot. And I was just like, this is it. You know, I want to take up like a little screenshot of this. And just you know, this justifies me ending it all.
You should not have done that. You should not have saved this for an authentic reaction because I have reactions and I can't say them on air.
It was a lot. It was a lot for 3:30 p.m. It was a lot.
Yeah. Foot fetish is not my bag. I'm not going to kink shame anyone, but ooh.
But okay, hold on a second. If you have a half-naked man dancing in front of you, okay, isn't that enough? Isn't that enough? What else do you need him to do? Shove a floor lamp up his ass to feel something?
Some people really enjoy the foot thing. I don't know. How many women have we heard of? Not know, but how many women have we heard of who get, so much money to show their feet in public?
Right. I want to pause this for a second. Floral shorts for summer, groundbreaking.
You can't just start like that.
Yes, I can. You can stitch that together. Yes. So, that was Mickey's. Then we went to Revolver, which you and I usually go to because there's the $2 vodka sodas. Apparently, they don't start that.
It was $3. It was $3.
I thought it was $2 vodka.
No, it was
sodas.
$3 vodka.
Vodka. $2 soda.
Apparently, you said they upped it to $4.
Yeah, I think I paid $12 for 3 drinks. Because I got one for our friend, one for his friend, and one for me, and they were singles.
I mean, our taco place went up $1. Revolver's gone up $1. Thanks,
Your president.
Biden. Thanks,
Your president.
Biden.
Yes. Everything's inflated.
Including your tits.
You told me you like my big naturals.
They're not natural.
Speaking of big naturals, can Marsha put on a pair of fucking pants? That's disgusting.
We're not.
That's disgusting.
No, we're
He's
not.
here in shorts.
Oh my God.
He's here in his boxer briefs on the internet. And, I don't know what to do about it. We've got to stop his ass. But that's another story.
His milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Who?
He likes it.
Who? The only milkshake he has is cheese in Wisconsin. That's all. This cheddar brings all the boys to the yard.
Apparently, because you know what? He's getting lots of, likes and retweets. But, however, you're right.
Put some fucking pants. God. Yeah, so Revolver was a mess. The bathrooms are not cleaned. I put that there.
At Revolver?
No. There were... Okay, this is gross. I walked downstairs. There's a poster...
Revolver's usually pretty...
They are slipping.
Well, I mean, I've seen people come out, clearly having sex, but...
No, you can't have sex in a Revolver bathroom because they just have 3 stall... or three handicap or closing toilet restrooms, and people wait for those. The gays will pound on the door.
No, they have... No, yes.
You can do coke in a Revolver restroom, but you have to be very fast.
No. They have 2 closed-door bathrooms.
3.
No, 2.
Behind the other one. There's 3.
No, there's 2.
I've
been there more times than you have.
There's a third one that's usually the employee bathroom where they fucking change, and sometimes it's open. It's facing the one on the far right.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
The point is...
Are they ADA accessible? No, because there's a staircase.
They have 2, and then 4 or 5 urinals in the middle.
Trough.
No one uses the urinals.
No.
Everyone goes to the bathrooms.
Right.
Which is understandable. I mean, it's a gay bar.
I don't want to use the trough. I don't use the trough.
Yeah, I don't... Who wants to show their shit?
Not even that. I don't want to be...
But
I don't be arm in arm with somebody there. We're done.
I've seen... Literally, I have seen an OnlyFans gay that I know...
Personally?
Not personally. That I know he's an OnlyFans gay because I've seen his profile before, only because I was curious.
God.
And I was like, oh, I've stumbled in a wormhole I do not want to see.
What are you calling him?
Literally and figuratively.
What'd you call him?
But I saw him, I was like, oh, wait, who is this man? And I looked him up on Twitter. I was like, oh, sure enough, that's the person I thought it was. I saw him go into one of those, closed-door stalls, and he was in there for at least 20 minutes.
She was doing
with someone else.
a lot of coke.
With someone else.
No one has sex in West Hollywood. Everyone does coke. That's the difference. Nobody has to go get their jollies off in the stall in Revolver. They're in there doing drugs so they can go home and get their jollies off. I know we've gone past our normal time.
No, we have a few more minutes to talk about a few more things.
But anyway, I'm saying, I walked into the bathroom there, into the closed door stall.
Yes.
Alone.
Allegedly.
I was alone because they're very small. No one else can fit in there. And there were 5 half-drunk drinks and 1 full drink sitting on the thing behind, and it was all disgusting.
Yeah.
And I was like, my younger years,
they very kindly put a shelf on the back of the toilet.
In my younger years, I would have drank one of those drinks.
Oh, gross!
But I was like, I've lived, I've laughed, and I've laughed.
What? You complain about getting quote unquote roofied. If you drink random shit, I don't have any sympathy.
Well, that was the thing. It was not one of those.
Sympathy.
It was not one of those types of nights. I'm not just going home and ordering a pizza and we'll see where the night goes. It was like I'm actually driving back. Like that's not something I would do, and I wasn't even driving. But there was that, and then so that was Revolver. I want to go back to the last thing, High Tops. High Tops had a series of men aged 20 to 60.
Well, you hadn't brought them up yet, but
all with the same haircut. You walked in and it was a sea of gentrification. And by the way, not even ethnic background. There were people of all ethnic backgrounds there with the same haircut, same look, same bro-y vibe at High Tops at 3:30 p.m. on a Sunday. It was fascinating. And that's when I looked at Jose and I was like, get the fuck out. Let's go. It was bad. There are people there drinking beer in West Hollywood?
Yeah, High Tops is where we saw some of the reality stars that we've seen before. I mean,
who? The Toms?
No, the ex-husband of Josh Flagg, Bobby whatever.
Oh. Trendy?
No, God. By the way, I saw him, Josh Flagg's ex-husband, on Tinder, and I swiped left very quickly.
You should swipe right.
No,
he's rich now. He makes commission.
No. That Nelly Queen.
Oh, speaking of Nelly Queen, what is this? The 1850s? Aunt Nancy and Miss Fancy talking about James Buchanan and his gay lover. No, I got a text from a friend saying Lance Bass ate at my girlfriend's restaurant today, and his waitress was bad, and he complained. So, there's your West Hollywood gays. Lance Bass should be going to his own bar, Heart, and improving it because it's shitty and it was empty. Empty on a Sunday fun day.
Okay, last topic because...
But what is your take on that? Because you've been to Heart.
Heart is fun. It is.
But. Cover.
Well, yeah, like if you have a show and you're charging cover, yeah, a lot of people are paying for it. I don't necessarily want to because I don't care to see a show.
No, that cover I can spend on another drink.
Right, but it's fun when there's no cover. Like, they have good music. Mm-hmm. They have really nice bartenders. Their liquor is like Jack
Kettle
Daniels and Grey Goose.
Oh.
Like, I mean, be realistic here.
But you have to...
Wait, $15 for a Grey Goose drink, whereas cheap. Somewhere else you're going to pay $25?
Easy.
I mean, it's kind of worth it.
I guess it's hard.
If you're not paying cover.
But the thing is it's hard because the place that was there before Rage was you could be 18 years old and go in, you get a wristband. And they had $4 drinks. And it had a huge dance floor. So if the Abbey was full, and this was before the chapel, you go to Rage and dance, and it's fun. You could be there with your friends. Like it's a very you felt like you were in Berlin.
Right. So I'm kind of,
but that's gone. So everything is expensive now. Beaches looks like a third world country. Like it looks like it's been bombed.
Well, no. So my honest to goodness review of Heart is it's fun. It's worth it if they're not charging cover. That's, to be quite honest. I mean, it is what it is, but they've done a nice job. They have, and they've hired good people. I've never had a bad experience the few times I've gone because
twice.
Well, no, I've been there at least 5 times.
What?
Yeah. Because I went on weeknights where they weren't doing shows and charging
That means
cover.
you've been there 5 times without me?
You were living in Idaho at the time. In the frozen... You were Nanook of the North, and I...
What'd you call me? You can't use those words.
I could not reach you for comment. No. It's a very nice place. Very good drinks, very good staff.
Heart looked
very
like...
good music.
Okay, Heart looked like Trunks at 3:30 on a Sunday.
But if you're charging cover, it's not worth it.
Yes. Anyway, we'll jump to your other topic. Enough about the West Hollywood bars that people listening to this are like, I don't live there. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I know. No, I have other things that I have previous engagements that I have to get to. So
He's engaged 19 times!
we'll need to cut this short. But we have plenty of topics to talk about in a second episode, which we will be recording.
Whoa. When?
We
When?
will be recording. What do you?
I have something about the Muslim robot.
Robot.
Yes, the Muslim robot. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
see, no, we have lots of topics to discuss. We just haven't gotten to them
Anyway.
because we went off on tangents several times.
Who's the tangent?
But that's okay.
Anyway, episode 49. What's our sign off? Eat a bag of raw fuck, bitch.
No, so just if it wasn't clear,
Did the water run clear?
I don't know. Ask Marshall. Go fuck yourselves.
Thank you. Love you.